There's nice little wraps of lamb, which are really sweet. I've taken off the outer skin, so you've got a very thin covering of fat. Okay, and I'm just going to pull these down. They've been French trimmed. That's your butcher to do that for you. And basically we're going to curl him around like that so he looks, hopefully, like a crown. And the way you do that is, between each bone here, there's a little bit of flesh going through. And we just want to snip the bottoms there, so it allows a little bit of give when we're making a round circle. Okay? So we literally just cut in there like that. So just a little incision, and that should make it easier to make a circle like that. Okay? Now, that's obviously not big enough for a crown, so we need to add another one on the back. So again, just trim, make sure it's all nice and clean. And again, just trim into there. And that's just cutting through the little sinew that's holding it together. You don't want to cut too much in because you don't want to go into the what we call the prime meat, which is your fillet here. Okay. So we're going to now tie these together, and the easiest way to do that. And to garnish of this, because obviously we are creating like a queen's crown, I'm going to do a really nice creamy green sauce, which is sort of emeraldy, and then we're going to have some little pearls of vegetables and little gems, so all the colourful little, wonderful little English vegetables. So what we need to do now, guys, is put that together, and I'm going to literally go through one bone and out the other side, and then join that up with the next bone on the other side. And if you pull that one, another one there, and pull that through, tie him up. And two should do it, okay? And then you're going to put it around. Now, I thought this is going to be slightly easier if we put something in the middle to keep the shape. So I wasn't quite sure how big this is going to be, so a couple of round little, what we have cut as moulds and things we have here. If you wanted to, you could probably use a jam jar, would be alright. Cover it in foil, shove that in the middle. It'll bake in the oven, but take the lid off it. Okay, otherwise it will explode. So I'm just going to use that like that, and then I'm going to do the same this side, stitching it up. It seems like a lot of palaver, but a couple of glasses of wine and a summer's June afternoon it won't be. So we'll put that through there, and again through there. I just think this is, I'm hoping this is going to be as spectacular as I dreamt it should be, but we shall see. But I think it's quite ingenious. So we'll do a bow, it's quite nice. Right, okay, so then we have that. So it's a nice little crown. And what I want to do is, because we don't want to spoil these bones, because these are going to be part of the showtime really, because it's supposed to be a crown, and a crown's got nice lots of little jewels on it. So I'm just going to put that round there, and then when it comes out, we're going to individually wrap those ones, so you've got some nice little things. You can imagine the Queen has lots of jewels hanging off her. So, very simply done. She's going to put that in the oven now. We're going to bake it for about 30 minutes, very quickly, very hot, about 250, 20 to 30 minutes. And don't forget we're going to season it, and the best way to season it is just to pick it up with the thing and just go around like that. Make sure you season it well. Okay. And I would probably, when I roast it, I'm going to roast it on quite a thick piece of aluminium foil. About 4 or 5. And the reason that is, I don't want that wonderful succulent meat to dry out at the bottom. Just put him on there, like that, and I'm going to put a little bit of water in the middle there. Okay, and that will help to keep it nice and moist. So that's going to go in the oven, Angela. Here are potatoes. And you want to get a little cutter, and in the tray we call it a Parisian cutter. It's a little baller, it's like a melon baller. And if you can, get one that's small, so it's a sort of a pearl size. Right, give that a quick rinse. And what we're going to do is, got our little baller here, okay, and when you do it, push it in and go as far down as possible, come round and out, so you get the best, what I call, ball possible. Okay, so we're going to do all that. The potatoes, it says on the recipe, blanch them all in salted water, which is what you want to do, but they need to be done separately, obviously, because your beetroot will colour everything. The potatoes, if you want to, you can just saute if you want to, fry them in a little bit of butter. Array of those, okay, and we're going to do the same with the carrots. With carrots, always make sure you peel carrots. It's amazing to me some people that don't peel carrots when they're cooking it, and they become bitter, and the bitterness is in the actual skin. So you really always need to peel them. Okay, so we're going to do some these. I would do these separately, but they've done like blue pizza. Hopefully they've done me a few more earlier. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do the beetroot again. As I said, keep this separate. You want to go into a completely separate container and with plenty of water. Just going to put those in there. Andrew, if you can bring me the ones that come, the balls. Okay, so you can see now you're getting the drift of where I'm coming from, thinking of all these wonderful little gems. Okay, like that. With the sauce, very simple. Take our pan, and into that we're going to add some shallots and some garlic, first of all. So a shallot, this is what I call a banana shallot, which is slightly elongated and much easier to peel than what I call normal shallot. Cut them in half, split your end off like that. Garlic. I'm a bit weak this morning after the weekend's activities.
Counting money.
Counting money, yeah. So shallots, garlic into a pan. And as I said, I've got some nice little lamb stock here. Pour that in. Now with lamb, as we know, it can be quite fatty, especially if you're making stock. So the best thing to make it, leave it in the pan overnight, cool in the pantry or somewhere cool. The fat will set on the top. Remove that off, that's the easiest way of doing it. And then strain your stock, so you've got a nice, clear, fat-free stock. Now to finish the sauce, what we're going to do is to make it a really lovely, fresh and invigorating sauce. We're going to add some spinach to it. And we're going to add some wonderful soft herbs, and it can be anything really. I like soft herbs is what I call parsley, mint, dill, excuse me, chervil, anything soft stalks. Basil very good. What you don't want is thyme, rosemary and sage. Okay, A, they're too powerful, and B, they don't give you the texture. They're too much of a hard herb. And this is reduced nicely now. And we're just going to put in our cream, and as I said, don't be tight, it has to be double. Now our cream's just coming now to thickness. Now if you notice on there, I've put a little bit of corn flour. If you need a little corn just to stabilise it, it will do. Generally cream to me is fine, and we're going to add all this spinach to it. And into that we're going to add our herbs. Pick our mint off there, and I think mint's a real typical, you can't have lamb really without mint, so we're just going to have a nice hint of it, thank you. Put that in. Now tarragon, is the lamb called, Your Honour? Lamb, is it called? And some parsley, and some dill. If you want to, as I said, put some basil in it. Things to avoid are things like coriander. Okay, it's more of an Asian herb. Wonderful as it is, but it's not really something you want to have with lamb. Chervil's a good one. Tarragon and mint, I think, a good combination with lamb anyway, because they're both quite powerful flavours. And a little bit more of that. Right, we're just going to bring that to boil, and I'm going to add maybe a bigger saucepan, I think. And we're going to add our spinach into that. Spinach, make sure it's really well washed. Okay, and we're just literally going to wilt that spinach. Just cook that spinach, not long at all, and even if the top's not quite cooked, don't worry, because when we warm it up it's going to cook. Okay, so we just literally tip that in there. And if you've got a blender, liquidizer, you can put it in that if you want, or I just prefer to do it with a little taste. Really smells and tastes of a really lovely spring, fresh herbs. It's almost a bit like the first time you mow your grass in the summer, that wonderful. There's something comforting about that, I don't know what it is. Those wonderful hot, long summers we have in this country. Okay, so there we have really nice sauce. You can see it's wonderful colouring on that. Now at that stage I would, if you're not going to use it straight away, put it in the fridge, cool it, because what happens is you don't want to lose the greenness, and it will go, because, and that's what we're keeping, a nice chlorophyll effect. So what we have here then is our lamb that we've cooked nicely. Okay, we're going to take off our tin foil, and also we're going to take off our little string. Be very careful. Don't do this too quickly after it comes out of the oven, because it will expand and it will probably flip open. If you want to, serve it on, but don't. Just make sure somebody knows who's eating it, that they don't get eat a bit of string. But you can just pull it off like that. Like that. It's just slightly come away, but it'll be alright. And then what we're going to do is finish it off to make this look like a proper little crown. We're going to take some tin foil. We're going to fold it over and just another napkin like that. And depending how much bone you've got, the same sheet of paper. Things are these, cut them into probably 2-inch things, and literally just wrap them round each bone. So we're creating the crown. And don't worry about the heat of this at this moment, because you can always just put it straight back in the oven for a couple more minutes. Okay, so what we're trying to create then is a crown. So I've got an asparagus, and that's going to go in the middle. And I'm trying to think how to do there. So that's like our little crown then of asparagus. Right. I should have done that when it's on the Okay, our little things on there. As you can see, a really lovely green sauce. And then onto that, we're just going to gather our little gems. Okay, the little gems there, but you have a really nice, a bit of fun I suppose really, making cooking a little bit interesting. I don't think we'll have some emeralds. Very expensive peas. Okay, and then we have some rubies. Just makes it all rather colourful. And then if you want to, I like sometimes as well, just add a few little herbs around it like that. If you did have some gold leaf, you could just sprinkle a little bit of gold leaf over there, so you've got a really lovely colour. So there we have a nice little crown for any queen. So it's a really nice little thing there. Quite a nice centrepiece for a table.
We've just seen a wonderful crown of lamb produced by Brian for the Jubilee, which is a very original idea. I thought it was quite amazing. It looked very pretty, and he'd stitched together 2 racks of lamb, filled it in the middle with asparagus, and perhaps I shall Pauline will continue.
Well, I was fascinated because he said he was going to make jewels out of vegetables. And I sat there thinking, I know he's a master at his art, but how will he make jewels? And with a tiny little melon ball device, he cut all these potatoes and beetroot and carrots, and that in the end was sprinkled onto a green sauce which he'd made with, yes, full cream, double cream, and spinach and lovely herbs, and it looked quite delicious. The centre though, that was full of asparagus.
Yes.
Totally English and lovely, and I can't wait actually to go home and cook it because it was inspirational.
It was. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah.